Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me is the North American champ, Ben.
North American champ? Of what?
I don't know.
Damn.
This podcast.
Yo, this podcast? First place, bitch.
Even though you're the one who's not in North America. Well, I guess you are in North America.
I am in North America currently, yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I traveled from overseas to become the champ.
Hell yeah.
As you do. It's actually not true. I've been getting my fucking ass kicked in Street Fighter 6, the bit I played. There's a disparity between Armenian and American player bases.
Oh no.
Like I did a few matches in Master Rank in Armenia after getting there, because you know it places you. The average is 1500, and then you're either losing until you hit your rank or you're winning until you hit your rank. I was like hanging in there. I was like going back. I would lose some, win some. Like I was hovering between 1400, 1500. I came to America. I don't think I've won like more than one match, or two maybe, or something. Like I'm down to 1217 or something. It's been fucking brutal. And kind of, I don't have it in me. Like the goal was master, and then like Street Fighter was kind of. I mean, it was my first fighting game, right? This is great.
Yeah,
totally. This is one of our topics for the Salt Pile. We're just in it.
Oh yeah. I should have said this is Salt Pile.
It's a Salt Pile. We're talking about a pile of stuff.
Yeah.
No, it was my first fighting game, and like getting the master was just like the goal. I know that in general, like you're not supposed to be like playing for the fucking JPEG or whatever, like your little master rank thing. But like by the time I was getting close to master, I sort of realized that Street Fighter 6 is not like, it's good. I think it's really solid and it's a fucking incredible onboarding experience, but it's not like exactly for me. So like by the time I was getting there, I'm like, I don't feel the need to like refine to the point where I'm going. So I've been playing other shit. I mean, I'll play with people. That's fine. But I'm not watching my replays to take notes or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It is like the best. It is by far the best launch version of a Street Fighter, I think.
I believe it.
Well, I might still, maybe 4. I would Space 4 was better. I don't know.
Not 1? Not Street Fighter 1?
Well, Street Fighter 1 is the greatest video game ever conceived by man, so that's not fair.
Oh my god.
Get ready for me and Ben's fighting game tier list, where Street Fighter 1 is going to rank fucking surprisingly high.
It's just number 1.
If you talk about games I want to play against Ben, that one's a fucking banger.
I love playing Street Fighter 1 against people. Everybody has an equal chance because you're all just fucking mashing for your goddamn life, hoping something happens.
It's like casting a chaos magic spell.
It really is. The last time I played it with someone, I fucking ripped like 5 fireballs in a row, and they're like, how? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. You think I know this? You think I got control over this shit? Hell no.
I did see a thing where someone like rebuilt that whole game in MAME to like fix it, and I'm like, but why would you do that?
I've seen a couple of things, yeah. And it's like, no, there are some games you fix, right? Like that ran by half patch that I sent you. Like,
yeah, that one's sick.
There's some stuff that you're like, clearly they just like fucked up a little. Street Fighter 1 is like, it's a gem as is. Why would you?
It's perfect.
There needs to be jank in the world. Like, if someone fixed Dino Rex, I'd be upset. That game exists in a perfect state for what it is.
Yeah. I do love that I think it's like the TurboGrafx version of Street Fighter 1 is called Fighting Street. That's just funny.
Fighting. Hell yeah. Fighting Street. Fucking hate this street. That's great. Man. Yeah, we gotta do that whole tier list. That's gonna be a whole thing.
We gotta finish going through the PlayStation 1 library,
True.
And play the other stuff that's on Fightcade.
Yeah.
Specifically the other Fatal Fury games I wanna do.
Yeah.
I'm sure those are good.
That was actually why I put fighting games on the salt pile thing, is because we've been playing a shitload of the PS1 games now that we have the Duck Station rollback stuff set up.
Yeah. That fucking mod that has a name that I can't pronounce.
Arkadziska or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes it so convenient.
Yeah, it basically gives it just gives it UI to shit. Kind of Fightcade style.
Yeah. And PS1 games are fucking cool, and some of them are American games are fucking terrible.
There's been exactly like 2 paths for me. Now there's 3 paths. Either this game is dog shit, just straight up, like that the Dungeons and Dragon ones, the Iron and Blood or whatever, where it's like,
and
part of desyncs.
Yeah, they're like bad, like obviously extremely bad, and also the like 3D is like too much for the the netcode stuff currently, and they're too like obscure to be like a priority probably to fix.
Yeah.
They're ass, and they just break immediately. So we're like garbage.
It's a perfect thing though, because then both of us get to win.
It's true.
So there's been like that. That's like path 1 is just like ass. Path 2 is like Asuka 120% burning or whatever. Like just like immediately like this rips.
It's those
no downtime.
Those games are so good.
Yeah, no, that shit goes crazy. And then the third path, which is pretty me specific, is this is fucking dog shit. Put it in the dumpster. I'm fucking done. And then I read like a GameFAQs page from like 2002. I'm like, oh, okay. Run it back, and then something happens. It's like, oh no, this is good actually.
You leave me out the part that the reason you go to the GameFAQs is because I'm like, I don't think this is garbage. This is above garbage.
I mean, I would.
You trying to throw Dynasty Warriors in the dumpster?
I was going to the page anyway.
Okay.
Because like a lot of cases, it's like it can't possibly fucking be this, and then it's like Dynasty Warrior. I'm like, I'm hitting fucking buttons, in the lag time between that and a punch is like 40 seconds. Well, it turns out half the buttons I was hitting were block, because that game has like 3 block buttons. So
I was just out here hitting square or whatever, or just hitting triangle. I think on that one.
Yeah,
I think square was block. In that one.
Yeah, you had the audacity to hit me with like, I didn't even learn how to block. Motherfucker.
Yeah, no. I don't know how to play this game, but I fucking beat your ass.
You know what? This shit wouldn't happen if we were riding in the car home from the rental store and I had the manual in my hand, okay?
It's true.
I've been fucking cooking you.
You could be Amuro and reading the manual.
Yeah,
Pilot the Gundam to perfection.
That's happened, twice? 3 times, maybe? There's been a few games. It was Dynasty Warriors and, what was that weird one with the ceiling? I don't know how to pronounce
Evil Zone?
No, I need to install Evil Zone. It's the one, there were 2 games that started with E, and one of them was Evil Zone, and the other one was like, was it like God Fight? Fist Fight?
Fuck, I don't remember.
God fisting me? I don't know.
God fisting me.
Oh, it's probably just oh no, because they're all fucking numbered. They don't have the names. I can't even look. I guess if I open up the thing, but I'm not doing that. That's a step too far.
I'll
But
do
yeah,
that.
that's okay. But it's been fun. Like there's
It's
just
been
a
so
lot
fun.
of it's a lot of good shit. And even when it's not super good, it's just a fun time like bopping around, seeing what was there. Like you have all this janky 3D shit.
That one game that was like that 2-button game that was just fucking anime as hell.
Oh my god. Yeah, where it had like cut like you've heard of super art cutscenes. What if you just fucking like did a throw and that was a cutscene? What if you like both hit a button at the same time and that was a cutscene?
It's fucking wild.
The game facts bit on that game was fucking hilarious because the guy was like, "Yeah, the tediousness of Street Fighter, like this is a game." Like he's not wrong. Like this is something, but he was being a little fucking smug about it. Like chill, bud. And it's like, I mean, I think this is true just of video games in general, but I feel like fighting games just have so many things out there. I don't think there's been a single fucking fighter where I haven't found at least several guides between like game facts, strategy wiki, super combo, the anime Mizumi or whatever it is. Mizume. Like there's always at least several things out there that just go deep into like everything, if not giving outright frame data for like this fucking obscure fighter that nobody cares about. It's wild. And it's great.
True. No, Evil Zone is the anime game. You did grab it.
I did grab
That
it.
was that one. That was that one.
Right. Because we were like, holy shit, it's good I grabbed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got you now.
Yeah, because that one's just fucking weird.
Yep.
And Dynasty Warriors was the funniest one because that was like, you were so ready to throw it in the garbage.
I was so
like,
fucking mad at that game, dude.
It's not that bad. Like, I know you're losing, but
it's not even that I was losing; it's that I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. I was like, I think this game feels fine. It's not like the best feeling.
You weren't hitting the block buttons, dude.
Yeah, but I never hit the block buttons. I didn't hit the block buttons once I knew what the block buttons were either. How's that any different?
No, the thing that fucking
the reason it matters is like generally our play pattern is me being more aggressive and you blocking. Like you trying to learn how to block to hold on. And if you learn how to block, then you can like fucking counter me because I'm fucking not blocking.
Yeah, but even when I was like being aggressive, like I was just the timing. Like I was getting fucking cooked. I couldn't see the code.
Yeah. Well, I have like more experience with PlayStation 1 fighting games than you do.
Yeah.
Specifically Tekken.
Tekken even felt rough, man.
Well, so if you do the build up where you play Tekken 1, then 2, then 3, 3 feels so good.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's such an improvement. Like each one is a marked improvement over the last one in terms of feel.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I played Tekken 7 and 8, and those games fucking
and you played a all over the place character in that too. Fucking what's her name?
Oh, Azucena?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Like Azucena is a Tekken 8 character.
Here's the
you
thing.
Didn't play like
I did play all of them.
Kuma.
I did all of the story, all of their little story things, and I did I did 100% of combo trials. So like I did go through stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I take it back then.
The only Tekken character so far that I've ever played that felt like a goddamn nightmare was that doctor dude in Tekken 3. that was some sort of something.
Boskanovich, Dr. Boskanovich.
I think I even
such a fucking weirdo.
Did I win overall or just the round or a couple rounds or something?
I think you won that match. I don't remember.
I've never been so fucking confused. Like someone putting the victory medal around my neck and I don't even know where the hell I am. I've been on the floor rolling around for so fucking long.
He's so good at fighting a character whose his like default stance is lying on the ground.
And he just tips over. Like, you hit buttons at the beginning of the match and the dude just ragdolls. Like,
yeah. Because
so
that's
terrible.
his default. Like there are other characters in second, like Lee has stances where he's lying down and has like special moves from lying down, but it's not like that's where he primarily fights from.
Yeah. Dude, that was fucking wild. Fucking spitting on you or whatever.
You thought Voldo was a weirdo.
Dude, for like seriously. I'm like, I didn't know they got this kind of fucked up.
And the fact that he just like looks like a Half-Life scientist.
Yeah, he's just some guy. He's like a fucking Source Engine stock asset. Fucking ridiculous.
He's friends with Yoshimitsu.
Whatever.
He doesn't even have a separate video if you beat arcade mode with him. It just plays the Yoshimitsu video because he's in that.
That's such a ripoff.
Yeah. And I don't think he was in the arcade version. Him and Gon were not in the arcade version of that game.
Gotcha. I mean, that's like
it's home release bonus characters.
It's like the most disappointing part of the Soul Calibur 6 story shit, where it's like you can play everybody's different path, but you see like there's like an overall timeline at the top, and then like as you play stories like for different characters, you can see where they fall on that timeline. So you can go like straight through one character, or you can jump back and forth to like kind of try to follow the chronological order. 2B does not appear anywhere on that fucking thing. She's not in that mode, and it's kind of disappointing because it'd be really funny.
Where's Link?
Dude, I think he had more of a thing. He had like something. I think.
I don't know. Well, I don't in Soul Calibur 2, it wasn't like a story thing that was the single player thing that I remember being good. It was Weapon Master mode, which is all just like weirdo combat scenarios and stuff.
Yeah. I
don't remember any of the story grabbing me at all in that game. The Weapon Master mode was super fun.
Oh, I actually like the story stuff in 6. Just because like not all of it is about the sword. Like the sword shows up, but not. There's like one, I forget whose story exactly it is.
Yeah, I haven't done 6. My every story thing in past Soul Calibur games, I'll say, has been like the most boring thing I've ever seen. It's like it just had no juice to it to me. Other than like the narrator, his voice is like good, but that only gets you so far.
Yeah. I mean, the trouble with
the grandness of saying the thing, but like that's in the matches.
Yeah.
Like the way the characters are introed. It wasn't better than that.
I think maybe 6 is better because it's not like, I don't know. There's one where there's like someone's storyline. The sword doesn't fucking appear like a single time. Like I finished their shit out, and it's like they're just like there's like the sword like appears as a mention because like they exist in that world, but it was just them like fucking chilling.
Sure,
like, that's cool. The only thing is that there's no cutscenes.
Yeah. I mean, I also think fucking Street Fighter story stuff is generally pretty bad. So.
Street Fighter story stuff is fucking mid. Like, look,
it's very funny how mid it is, considering how good those character designs are, and like how evocative they are just looking at them. And then like they have to like tell a story or do a cutscene, and you're like, why? You
I'll be
put
real.
no effort into this.
I haven't done a ton of fighting game stories. I think all of the ones that I know of so far are pretty mid.
Sure.
I don't think there's any out here that are like doing really cool shit. Soul Calibur, has, for me personally, has the benefit of being about a sword. And if it wasn't,
Sure.
I don't know where the fuck I'd be. Probably reeled down on that series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the standouts are probably like Tekken and Mortal Kombat. So your mileage may vary.
Fucking Tekken.
And like Smash Brothers Brawl.
Yeah.
That's one of the best
A
ones.
bastion of writing in the fighting
Hell
game
yeah.
scene.
Fucking Rayquaza versus Star Fox.
That's what it's about, baby.
Actually, Brawl's story is fucking tremendous. That's a great. They never did that again, but that game, I felt it.
Yeah, I can't
When they
even,
put the trailer cutscenes were like the structure of the story. That was good. And then they were like, but people just put it on YouTube, so now they're just character announcement trailers, and they're not in the game. That's boring to me. It's less good.
Dude, I hate character announcement stuff. Generally speaking, I just hate the way it's done. I can't think of.
I hate that so much money is spent on it that could have gone to putting like fun story in the game. I think is my main thing.
Ooh, what do you give me an example?
Just that do
you mean like
the Smash 4? Yeah, like the Smash 4 Mega Man trailer or whatever. Like the Smash trailers with like fucking Mario dying or whatever, like getting impaled by Sephiroth. Like that's why isn't that like part of the game? I don't know. That's the one that like sticks out the most to me.
Sure,
because it's in contrast to Brawl, where those cutscenes were what made up the story mode, and then for 4, there was no story mode, and they just had trailers that were there to announce the character had been released. So it wasn't part of the game. Which, I don't know, there's like part of me that's like, that's fine also. Like, who cares? You're seeing the thing anyway, either way, but I don't know, I like a little narrative.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Especially like, I mean, it's, for something for me like Soul Calibur, like you said with Street Fighter, like the characters are fucking sick, so you want to see good shit with them in it because you want to use them. For Smash, it's such a fucking, I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like the original Smash 64 like trailer or not trailer, Jesus, commercial, right? Mm-hmm. It's like all your favorite Nintendo characters beating the piss out of each other. Like, yeah. That opens up, that's just such a fucking, that was a cool concept to be as a kid, and it is now. And story-wise, like, yeah, what's going on here? There's a lot of room that goes unused.
Because, like, and it's kind of the only good example I can even think of. Because, like, Street Fighter 6 is just, their trailers are just showing you, like, the character intro in their story mode, in their World Tour mode for that character. Mm-hmm. That is, they are just showing you what's in the game. So now that I think about it, even though that's kind of the part of that game that looks the worst, so that's weird.
World Tour,
yeah. Like just the character models in World Tour mode look worse than the character models that you fight with in the fighting part of the game,
and it's optimized like shit.
Yeah, that too.
I can pull 60 frames easy on the Steam Deck, except in World Tour where I can barely pull 30.
Yeah. And no, World Tour is
fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess while we're like on fighting games and shit, the only little thing I wanted to say about Granblue Fantasy. Mm-hmm. Been playing a lot of it. Just doing the arcade modes, because it's a pretty neat little game. I don't have a lot to say except like I think I just fucking like weapon fighters. I like fighting. I don't mind fighting with fists, but like there's something about having a fucking sword or a whip or a hammer or God help me, a staff. Oh, the staves are overpowered, dude. What if your range was the entire fucking screen? What now?
I mean, that's why fucking 2B is so good. Her fucking arsenal is vast. The number of kinds of weapons she just pulls out of her ass.
Literally. Dude, playing against you when you went 2B in Soul Calibur 6, I was just like, I can't fucking do anything. This like every other match was like it could go either way. I'm feeling good, whatever. And then you were 2B and it was just it was fucking GG. It was so funny.
2B coming to Foam Stars soon.
They need to put her in. They need to get that 2B money up in Street Fighter 6. I'm telling you.
True. She's in fucking every other fighting game. Why can't she be in this one?
It'd be funny.
Put her in Street Fighter. Put her in Tekken. Come on.
Imagine if she hit Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear, like just King of Fighters. Imagine if she was in like all of the big fighting games. That would be the funniest fucking thing.
They have to. Oh, we have to go back. They have to add one more character to Smash Brothers.
Could you imagine the fucking the internet would lose its goddamn mind if Sakurai comes out and is like, we're doing one more DLC.
It's too important. It has to happen.
They could make it $10 fucking and everyone would for one character in their stage, just to be in her stage. Everyone would bitch.
$10, 25.
25. It does. You know what? It doesn't fucking matter. Nintendo makes that announcement. It's just an instant, like, I don't know, billion. People would be buying Smash just to play 2B.
It's so funny. Character with universal appeal.
Ass, dude. That's what. I'll say, her. I guess I don't know offhand what her stage is in Granblue. Her song in Granblue is so fucking good.
I don't know what it is.
Neither do I, but it's good.
All the fucking near music is fucking a banger, so I believe you.
Yeah. And I bought an arcade stick and been playing on that and learning. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of difficult as shit. And I'm really bad about defaulting to like a block position instead of just the stick neutral position. But I could be 2B and I can do the explosion thing where she loses her skirt because I'm on stick. I've not been able to do those motions on leverless.
Hell yeah!
So now, dude, I'm cooking. As soon as I get that bar, I immediately bust it so then I can play that way the next round.
You're busting
Whoever decided that change should be like through the rest of the match, they need a raise. Like they're doing good work.
It's so funny. Oh, I remembered what my other pull for this is more like what I think. My thing with fighting game stories is like, this is what I think they should be doing rather than really what anything else is doing, which is the Naruto Ninja Storm games, where every iteration, the characters just don't fucking change. They just add more characters, and they have like story modes that have like cutscenes and like quick time event fucking spectacle nonsense, like bespoke fucking gimmicky boss fights or whatever, like just adding nonsense on top of what is basically just selling you the same game again.
Yeah, I can see that. I can get behind
there's a world where I would like that more than what they currently do.
I think it's just, yeah. I'm a big fan. I guess I'm not as much of a fan as like World Tour type stuff. Like that doesn't really hit at all for me. It's kind of cool seeing like the characters, like they're doing their shit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like for Street Fighter 6 specifically, the fucking, I was all in on Marisa, and her fucking arcade mode hit way harder than any of her shit did in World Tour.
That's fair.
I mean, she's also like the Goku character.
I mean,
but like,
yeah, and sometimes less is more with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I do think and Tekken 8's actual story mode is the best that series has ever had by far. 7 was pretty good. It just had the terrible narrator. I actually think the story was probably better, even. Or definitely, the story was definitely better. It was just told in a worse way. Haji's story was just better than Jen's, honestly. And yeah, I know you have still haven't done that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
If you say so.
I'll get there. Honestly, the thing that killed it a little bit is when we tried to play Tekken 8 online in Armenia, when I was in Armenia, and it just didn't. Yeah. It's not even that it didn't work, it's that it fucking worked until it suddenly didn't.
Sure.
It wasn't even like, oh, it's the rollback frames, oh, it's laggy. It just fucking stopped.
Yeah.
That really killed it really killed the momentum for me. But no, I do need to do up 7 and 8 story modes.
Yeah. We're getting new character announcements at the Game Awards for that game, too. New character.
2B, man. 2B.
And
maybe Akuma.
They teased Ana for season 2.
Nice.
And Kuma won the world Tekken championship, like esport thing, which is great. As long as it wasn't fucking what's his face?
Dragunov.
Dragunov, yeah.
Took me.
Who was like like most of the top 8 at Evo, I think, or something.
Gross.
Or like half. I don't know. I think it was like Dragunov finals at Evo, which is lame. And then they've nerfed that character like 4 times or something apparently, and it's still like still, top tier.
Still just cooking.
And I think the player that won with Kuma is like the one that won with Panda before.
Hell yeah, dude!
It's the same person.
I love it. We love an underdog.
Yeah.
Or an underbear.
I mean, my only problem with Tekken 8 as a game you play is the cutscenes. It's like they're too long, and you just see them over and over again.
Dude,
for the special moves.
That shit in Street Fighter 6 gets real old. It's the same. Yeah. It's the same problem, and I think I see a lot of people.
It's a modern fighting game problem.
For real. I think
when they made special moves just like cutscenes in order to sell the game, it just kind of made the game's play worse.
I think it has to just be like the hyper casual appeal, right?
Yeah, they help. They totally help. They totally help sell the game, and it's like it's kind of Mortal Kombat's fault. They were kind of doing it first, and they're kind of like the most popular in terms of casual appeal.
Sure. Yeah,
like the fatalities.
Yeah. I mean,
like since 9, when that series kind of rebuilt itself, they've just been like going. That's when they started going ham with those. It's just like full cutscene things.
Yeah, and like I could see it. like if I was little and playing with my brother or whatever, and we like get the super move cutscene, like that'd be hype as shit. But
yeah, it is hype as shit. But
when you're in ranked playing fucking 5,000 games, like
yeah,
and that shit happens at least you're seeing at least 2 of those cutscenes a game.
The fact that there's like no way to skip them,
no way
or
to
like
skip.
do a version that's shorter or whatever.
They
need a version where it's like competitive version where I mean part of it is also you want those moments for people watching the high level tournaments, right?
Yeah.
But when you're grinding, like, just like any way to like mitigate how fucking long those take.
I don't even. You know what? I said yeah. I don't even know if I'd want that in like a tournament, like me watching a tournament. But I think that's also just the nature of like. I mean, for me, I'm thinking of
again. It's the difference of watching a full tournament and like watching the finals, right?
I suppose. But like, I didn't watch all of the Third Strike shit. That was way more hype than Street Fighter 6.
God, Third Strike at EVO was so fucking good.
I can't believe we got moment 38. Like, I was there, dude. I mean, you know,
that was
digitally.
So good.
That shit was very solid. But the thing, I don't know. I guess I don't know how. I don't remember how Tekken handles it. I know Tekken has a cut scene, but like the other thing that pisses me the hell off in Street Fighter 6 after playing other games is that you can like do your super, and because of the way that the cutscenes work and how they decided to handle that, like someone could be drive rushing at your ass and you super, but the game gives them enough time to then hold block. So you come out of the cutscene or like the start of it or whatever, and then they're blocking. And there have been times when I've been in a casual room with people and we're like just text chatting through Discord or whatever, and I'll fucking rip off a super and I'll see them on the screen. I will see that they have pressed a button, whether it was they went for a throw or a jab or something. And when the fucking thing finishes, like the intro, they're blocking. And I'm like, did you fucking press there? Or something like, did you actually press? Be real. And they're like, no, I pressed. But they get a fucking do-over to block. I hate it. I hate it so fucking much.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's something with like getting the I forget what the logic is. I read it at some point, but it's like the most infuriating thing.
It's weird because my sense of it is generally like the opposite. That like the way the cutscene stuff locks you in a way that like supers in older games don't.
It does. Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. There are cases where like you don't get a say in a way that you might have in like 4 or 3 or whatever.
And you don't get the cases where like the super partially hits ever.
Yes,
6.
not for like the juicy cutscene ones, correct?
Yeah.
I was gonna say there was definitely some characters that got fucked.
No, you're right. The lower level supers they can totally whiff like that.
Yeah,
like do a partial hit.
I don't know. It's
the thing with thing with Tekken 8 specifically is that because you only unlock your supers when you're low health, there's just so many. It's such a high percentage of matches that end with super, particularly at like lower skill levels. Like when I'm playing it casually, there's like I'm just ending matches with super a lot.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. And it gets kind of samey.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's not like the worst thing, but it is a thing like climbing that ladder. See it all.
Yeah, it just is like, oh, this game's fucking great. I don't actually want to like play it all the time though.
Yeah.
I will go back and just which is fine. Like I probably have more fun like just bouncing around fighting games than like actually taking one seriously.
It was very fun learning Street Fighter 6 the way I did, and I'm very open to doing that again with another fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Garu,
unlike
Garu. Oh,
I mean, dude, like,
that's the one I'm waiting for.
100%. Glad it's coming out, as I will, not have any free time. That'll be that'll be great. But like there's other, like, I've been playing Street Fighter 5. I've been playing Granblue Fantasy versus Rising and other stuff. I'm like, I don't know that I want to learn it to that degree, or at the very least, I haven't, like, my heart hasn't settled on one. Like, maybe I'll fucking fire something up and feel the urge, because it is fun. But just hopping around different shit it's so good. It's just so good getting to see what's out there.
Yeah, and it's like, once you've gone through, like, actually, like, taking, like, really trying to learn a fighting game, you then know how much fucking work it is.
Oh, God.
is the problem. Like, you're aware, and when you're just bouncing around, like, the distance between you and fun, you're just like, I'm just, like, trying to make that as small as possible, right? And if you're what you want for fun is to be good, that distance is so much fucking bigger.
Yeah. Well, that's been the thing, like, seeing people mosey in and out of chat for the fighting game server, is that, and that, like, a lot of the people there have a very good handle on, is that once you start wanting to be good for your fun, you're never going to have fucking fun ever again, because you are never going to actually be good. And every like, ask fucking Punk, he just won fucking Evo. I'll bet he thinks he's not good in some ways. Like, he's gonna be like, nah, dude, it's ass.
Yeah.
Ask Ending Walker. You got third. He thinks he's not good. Like, and that goes all the way fucking down. Like,
no, there's no ultimately competing. It's not necessarily joy at the top. There's, like, often it's like relief for the one person that wins, but only for, like, that moment.
Right? Well, that's the thing, right? You go from winning Evo to like going on rank to get your ass fucking kicked.
I mean, that was partially what made fucking Third Strike so fucking hype, right? Was that dude was fucking having the time of his life.
Oh my God. A man of the people. I was he was fucking going crazy, dude. The fucking splits.
Yeah.
Like, and then the immediate fucking fan art. Everybody's drawing Hugo in all those positions and shit. It's so funny.
Yeah. Like, the fact that that's, like, when is Third Strike gonna be a fucking main stage Evo again kind of vibes. And also, like, just, if you're a person who's just plays this game, fucking, it's like a complete sicko about this game, and it's, like, got to come back. That's just so fucking cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, it makes you want to play Third Strike. Then you play Third Strike, and you're like, fuck. This shit's hard.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Been talking about fighting games for a while. You had, like, other shit on the. We had lists.
Yeah. This is a video game thing.
Okay.
So, first, this is kind of, like, now been outmoded, but by another thing on my list. But Overwatch Classic happened, where they did a mode that was launch Overwatch.
Hell yeah.
So 6v6, the characters had all their fucking launch quirks about them. I think the only thing that wasn't the same is they didn't have the exact original versions of those maps. They've been slightly reworked for Overwatch 2, but not in any ways that I really noticed. There was like one thing where like there was a sign that was slightly changed what angles you could do on this one map, like pretty minor. But also for like the first week or whatever, they allowed you to pick any number of copies of a character.
Oh,
so there would be like 6 Widowmakers or whatever.
The 6-soldier dream team, baby.
And so I played a bunch of that because and it was just fucking fun. Like I had a great time. I saw a lot of fucking think piece articles of people saying, "You people fucking lived like this." People go like, "This is fucking broken," but and all those articles added at the very end, like, and yet it was fun. And I'm like, yeah, you fuck, there you are, you fucker.
God. Dude, it was like,
that's the secret. It's jank, it's broken as hell, but it was fun.
The 2 things that I remember most from Overwatch was like, well, 3 things. Everybody was fucking playing it was the first. And the second was when we went all Bastions and we're just set up on the payload, because now Bastion can't sit in turret mode indefinitely, which is ass. We were just set up on the payload, and we were fucking having the enemy team could do nothing, fucking nothing. They were out here getting their asses beat, and then one of them decided to go Genji, and we all died instantaneously. It was just instant death, 1v6 or whatever. We were just gone, and it was like the funniest fucking thing. And then like going 6-soldier was just like unstoppable, unless maybe there's something. But it was just that funny like bullshit. Like it was such a good time, and that's sort of you could play to try to win, or hear me out, you could do shenanigans.
Shenanigans. And there are 2 things I think that ruined it. One was if you were playing with people, maybe friends, who took it too seriously, had a bad attitude about it. That was no good. The other one is just because Blizzard was doing that stupid fucking Overwatch League, they just kept listening to what the pros wanted in terms of changes, and it just made the game less fun because it made it flatter, and because the pros don't want those that random horse shit, right? They want it more even and to know be predictable in terms of what's going to happen.
Yeah,
which makes it less fun to watch and less fun to play for casuals. But if you want a fair shooter or whatever, like a tight shooter, it's I guess more appealing. I get that people who who are modern Overwatch players who didn't play at launch, or people that exist apparently, why they would prefer the newer version of the game, because that's the version of the game they play.
Yeah,
I guess. For me, who has messed around a little bit with Overwatch 2, but deeply misses a lot of what was older. Particularly, I miss 6v6 because it allows for off tanks, and which is a whole gameplay style that they just fucking eliminated from the game, where you're just a tanky character that just goes in and wrecks house and is disruptive, rather than just Reinhardt or whatever, you just having the one meat shield.
Yeah, I mean my big thing was when I played a little bit recently, nearly all of my hours are on fucking Winston. That's just I've played Winston and Mercy.
Yeah, almost all my hours in Overwatch are D.Va. Hell
yeah. And the thing I immediately noticed is
so this is funny because launch Overwatch also not the best version of D.Va. It was a couple patches in when D.Va got really good. Launch D.Va dies to her own ult.
Yeah. Yeah, as God intended. Fucking launch Mercy.
Yeah.
And people now, whenever I see it, people are yeah, they're bitching about it. But I'm I don't know, man. It was just kind of fucking whatever. I can understand competitively. Must have been a goddamn nightmare for those people.
Yeah, but that game also wasn't ever fun to watch.
Yeah. But as someone who played Mercy, man, What if I brought everybody back? What if I just did that?
No, that's a thing. Like those big, impactful moments that are memorable are so much important to a game being fun to watch and like just mess around with. Like those big swings are the things that like stick in your brain, and it's like the thing that like the competitive instinct is to like chop all of them down.
I was actually
in terms of balance.
I didn't care enough to go out of my way to look, and I asked it somewhere, and I think it just got buried in chat. Have you ever watched any competitive Overwatch? Like, have you ever checked it out?
A little bit, but I found it really boring.
What's like the camera format? Is it like top
down? I think they have a floating camera.
Okay. Because I was like,
at least sometimes.
It can't fucking just be first person perspective the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Because that's like even for like thinking about watching it, like I wouldn't want to fucking watch that. With Heroes of the Storm, or I guess any MOBA, like you at least get like the fucking American football angle, you know?
Mm-hmm. Which also, it's like, happens to be the angle you play from, but yeah.
Yeah.
That just makes it.
It's nice.
I mean, I like watching MOBAs and RTS way more than I like watching first person shooters in terms of like esports content. So that's also just my taste. And the thinking about the like those high impact plays things being so much better comes to me from like comparing StarCraft 1 to StarCraft 2 and like newer RTS like Stormgate that are trying to like do something different, and like just realizing like, no, the broken shit is like where the juice is. That shit's fun. When one fucking Widowmaker mine takes out all your fucking drone workers, and you're just like, oh no.
Cooked.
That shit's good. That's hype.
Yeah.
Those hype moments. That shit's good for viewing. And it's just like it's weird to me how much esports is like focus, like developers doing patches for esports focus on balance rather than what makes for a good viewing experience. That especially is weird to me that they don't.
I mean, because you want
that what the pros want is not the thing that's the most fun to watch a lot of the time. Like, and that's like with when Magic had the fucking Arena League or whatever, and they just played standard all the time. It was the most boring shit, and the pros hated it. And nobody watched it. It's like, there's so many ways to make Magic more fun to watch, and you're just picking the worst one.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can see from, like, I think I'm an okay example, because I don't know how to, like, phrase this. I had no fucking desire to, like, do competitive Heroes of the Storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zero. I didn't even really do ranked that much. Just wasn't my bag. But like me, like not playing Heroes effectively happened when the esports went away. Now, why the fuck is that? I don't fucking know. But there's like that tie to it. I'm sure there are plenty of people who more so than me wanted to play it competitively, if not at the top level, but like they wanted that element. They wanted to emulate that element that they are watching. So like,
yeah.
And esports, like everybody, I don't know. It elevates shit. So I do see where they need the balance, but yeah, I don't like. You can't just listen to the fucking people at the top, because that's not your player base.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the way the Tekken devs have talked about it, I don't know that they've done it well or not, really, because I don't play that game enough, or watch it enough, and I just see Dragunovs at the top, so I'm like, you're not doing everything right. This is clearly a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I think of it because like Dota 2 famously, like Ice Frog's approach to balance is like, everything's broken, so nothing's broken. Like, it's not, you don't necessarily have to knock everything down to make balance. You want to bring up the things that are fucking bad.
Oh my God. No, I don't understand why they never bring other shit up. I mean, sometimes I understand why they can't, but like, especially in the context of like, I'm trying to think like what the most recent. Honestly, the most recent thing I could think of is fucking Super Auto Pets, where they're like, we're gonna nerf the fucking shit out of everything, and it's like, yeah, but the stuff that was broken was fun. We wanted other shit to be fun. Now it's all just worse.
Yeah, I mean, I think about fucking Elden Ring balance patches because it's fucking ostensibly a single player game, though they were kind of balancing for a multiplayer thing. Also,
that's stupid.
Because it had that game. That game has PvP.
Yeah, like, it can have it.
Well, they're nerfing like broken stuff, which like sometimes is fine, but it's not fun if you're using a broken thing and then suddenly it goes away. Like that's just not. Especially
because it's fun experience. Like if you're playing single player, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas like making a thing that was not viable, then viable is good. Like Magic does some of this, well, they'll with like printing new cards that are for specific archetypes to help them out. And that shit's always less noticeable than when they print a broken card that makes some stupid new thing that has to get banned or whatever. But they do. There is underneath the surface, there is good like, oh, this is a good tool for these specific decks that is a new thing that has been created specifically for them or whatever. Like sometimes some of that's good. Sometimes it goes too far and you're like, ugh, there's too many new cards in my deck now or whatever. But so it's tough sometimes. But yeah. But anyway, I only really... The thing is, that's all prelude for the release of Marvel Rivals, which is just better Overwatch. It's just fucking better Overwatch.
I need to. I mean, it's hard because my parents' internet is still a bit borked, but I wanna try because apparently it does play on Steam Deck.
Hell yeah! It's been having they just did a big patch last night because there were some obvious technical things that were causing issues. I hope it's better now. The Doctor Strange has a portal move that's like Symmetra's ult, except it would fucking kill your frame rate for like the whole match.
Hell yeah!
Like for as long as the portal was open, because like for whatever reason, the way it would like that move would spawn a whole nother instance of the map.
Christ.
And like there's a way to do it that's not taxing, but it was fucked up. There was also a bug with it that they just fixed where you could get terrain kills that you got off it that were terrain kills would count as kills for you. And you could do it to kill your teammates to charge your ult.
Hell yeah.
So they took that out.
That's fucking lame. They hate
and
fun,
they said
huh?
They made it so you don't get kills for terrain kills for now until they solve the team killing part of it. And eventually they'll let you get kills from terrain kills with it again.
What
is what they said in their patch.
They're fucking hating because they just don't want, like, oh, they're sacrificing to the blood gods. Like, fuck off. let me run my show.
Look, if you're playing with fucking randos, there's toxic behavior that gets fucking old.
Nah, that's gaming.
Is all I'll say.
Can you
still you can still fucking eat your teammates as Jeff and then jump off the edge and kill yourself. Like there's still ways to fucking be a terrible human being.
Thank God. Maybe that's what I need to do in this genre. To combat the salt, I become the catalyst for other salt. As someone who plays Wreckfest by driving the opposite way in a bus, you know.
Sure. But like the terrain destruction in this is fucking sick.
There's terrain destruction?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking great. And their approach to tanks where they're just like, Reinhardt was good. What if we had like 4 Reinhardts? What if there were just bunch of characters who had a different kinds of shields?
How big is the roster?
It's like 32 characters or something, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
33.
Nice. Can you pick multiples?
That you cannot do.
That makes sense, but
yeah. But it's the 6v6 thing, so it's built for you to have multiple supports or multiple tanks or whatever. There's no role queuing currently.
Nice.
So you're playing with friends is a better.
Maybe I need to check out
experience than playing with randos, I would say.
I didn't know there was fucking environment destruction.
Yeah, that's where it really feels like actually a building upon Overwatch. Because Overwatch 2, which all it did ultimately was take out a character slot, which they're now putting back in eventually.
Yeah, it was essentially just a giant fucking patch.
Well, it was basically the devs doing Titan again, where they built like this they were building this fucking single player RPG part of the game that just didn't come together at all.
Yeah,
got scrapped. Is what happened. Overwatch 2 isn't the way it is because that was their intention. It's because they wanted to like get their do-over. Devs internally wanted to get their do-over on Titan, basically, and it did not happen for whatever reason. Who knows?
No, I recall seeing stuff about that.
So instead, they just fucked up their whole game.
Fuck it,
and put a 2 on it. But yeah, the thing is, it's just fucking fun. It's Marvel Rivals has just been like very, very fun, and there's like a lot of horse shit. That like big explosive plays that happen. Like Punisher just sets up this turret that he's just like that he mans like he's fucking Bastion and just fucking just wrecks people.
I just
if you're positioned.
I just had a realization about Marvel Rivals that I probably knew in my head but forgot. It's third person, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why I just thought of it, but I was like, that's not a first person game. It's a fucking third person.
Okay. Yeah. And there are a lot of melee characters.
Nice.
But yeah, they're just like, there's ridiculous broken shit happening, and it's fucking fun and cool, and it looks really good. Like I just like if you like broke it down onto their choices for like individual character designs, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but the overall like way stuff looks and the way it's animated, it just comes together really well. Is how I would put it. Like if you actually like break down like the realities of their design for Spider-Man's costume, I'm not a fan. Like, but you know, the way he moves and stuff, it's all, and like their shaders that they have for like, that's just the style of characters. It's just good.
Sure.
I don't know. The skins are very expensive. They're like $20 or whatever for a skin.
Fucking
and
hell.
I'm like, the thing is, the characters already fucking look so good. But there is a skin on the battle pass that's I think you can get without buying the battle pass for Hela, where she's like, it does the like cosmic thing, where her like skin texture is replaced with like a starry spacescape that you can rotate.
You can't be telling me this shit, man. I was fine. I was just like chilling. You can't be telling me that. You can't be telling me that kind of shit. Fuck.
Let me find. Let me find a picture.
I mean, I know what it looks like already. I can imagine. I'll bet it's spot on. I'll bet I have it exactly pictured in my brain.
Well, okay, this picture doesn't really get across the starry thing, but this is her green skin is like spacey, and when you rotate it, it's like it's a separate thing.
Man, it's pretty good. Fuck.
They have
they do know what
Spider-Man
the people want.
In a paper bag. Yeah. My favorite character so far has been Mantis, who's a healer. But I've been doing good damage with her.
Naturally, yeah. Fuck, it's Lily all over again.
Because she has like she has like charges for leaves, and they can be either like a little burst heal, or you can boost someone else's damage, or you can boost your own damage. So
you're being selfish.
But the key is I'm usually playing alongside another healer who has like, hopefully has more like sustained healing stuff, and then I can do burst healing when we need it. Is like the way I think it works the best.
Do you play with text chat on or voice chat? Do you have anything bumping?
I think I've left text chat on, but I don't ever look at it.
Yeah.
I'd say GG at the end of games.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I've heard. If I heard I might have heard a single person once and then muted for voice chat. I don't know, but I'm like mostly playing with people, right? In a Discord call anyway. So, although I have been playing a little bit by myself too. I was playing a bit of ranked.
He was cooking. He was on that ladder.
Because if you hit like gold, you get a free Moon Knight skin. So like, I want that skin.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And gold is not like fucking. It does not feel completely unattainable. It's not like platinum or whatever, or diamond.
Yeah, I feel like diamond is usually where it starts getting like spicy.
Depends on the game, but yeah.
Yeah.
And also, the player base for this game has been fucking huge. So you press the find match button, instant.
Yeah.
Unless it's bugged. Like you're waiting for 30 seconds, like this isn't right. This is not correct. Something is wrong. And then unqueue, press it again, instant. The fact that we get to like the post game, and if party leader hits that button fast enough, you will not have enough time to upvote your teammates.
Oh, that's so good.
Another important thing, it lets you upvote everyone, including yourself. Very
perfect.
And it has all these little it has good like quests and carrots on the stick to like give you stuff to care about or whatever to unlock.
Nice.
Garbage, whatever.
Yeah.
They're like every character has their own little battle pass progression thing. There are like battle passes for different achievement tracks. It's like all they did. It's evil. Well thought. It's well put together. Like it must have cost a fucking ton of money because it has so much. I think about this game compared to that fucking Square Enix Avengers game that was like okay, but like kind of completely on fire. And this just has so much more polish. Like they had the money both for the Marvel license. There are a ton of skins in it right now that are like tied directly to movies and like have the logo of the movie in them on them, which is I think part of why the skins are so expensive. But like that it does all that stuff and it's just like has this level of polish. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a very funny thing that was like, imagine being one of the Concord devs watching this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Guess what? People like the Guardians of the Galaxy more than they like fake Guardians of the Galaxy. Part of the problem with Concord was that it like wasn't even what it was doing. It was like, yeah, we have a story. Our story, it's not original at all. It's just a Marvel ripoff.
Yeah.
So it doesn't pull in true Marvel heads, and it doesn't pull in people who are fucking sick of Marvel at all. Everyone who's sick of Marvel sees that as the same shit.
Yeah.
So that was part of a problem with their $60 multiplayer game that was story focused. Also, that game didn't have alts. Talk about fucking like not having the hype moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez.
It was a hero shooter without fucking alts. They didn't have like the big sparkly plays that like help market your game.
Unreal.
I mean, because that was the thing, right? Like the Concord even in its beta was struggling to get players. Marvel Rivals did not have that problem.
No. No, God. I actually saw a very funny thing though. Someone was talking about the Rivals beta experience and like compared to release and stuff. And I forget what the exact context is. I'm kind of like paraphrasing, like half remembering, but essentially they were upset. They don't know what shifted or what happened because in the beta, like there was teamwork and everybody was like picking correctly and like focusing on all this shit and da-da-da. But then on release, like suddenly everybody's a goddamn ape. And I'm like, yeah, because now the real players are playing the game as opposed to the fucking people who care.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. Actually, speaking of picking, can you change heroes mid-game or are you locked in?
You can change heroes mid-game.
You can change. See, I feel that's a negative point, honestly.
No, it for casual, it's so much better that way, honestly. Because then you can, like, yeah, you do occasionally have the thing of like the rando changed characters, and you're like, oh, I would have played fucking different if I'd realized. But being able to change when you want to like fix your team's team comp because you're sick of shit feels better. I don't know. Or if you get a quest done mid game and you're like, okay, I don't need to play this character anymore.
Gross.
Or whatever.
Gross. If you're changing mid game because you finished a quest, gross.
Yeah.
I think my part of my problem, which I've mentioned to you with this genre is that it doesn't work as pure FPS, which in this case is not actual FPS. But it also like it's not like full MOBA, and my brain doesn't like finding that balance. And part of it was like, if you're in Heroes of the Storm, you're fucking locked in, baby. That's what you get. And being able to change all the time is like, I guess part of it is also a me problem because I am inclined to change. I'm like, this isn't fucking working, and I try something else.
Yeah,
but maybe it would have worked if I'd been smarter.
I generally like to finish a game with the character I started with.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think there's an argument to say you should be switching more often for strategic purposes, but whatever.
Fuck that. Just
because they're the bigger thing is like they're characters with different run speeds.
Like
some characters are just much slower at getting back to the point than others.
Meh.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel. But also, I'm mostly playing Mantis, who has a faster run speed. So it's more like when I switch to other characters, I'm like, I'm so slow now. It's like Mantis and Captain America can like actually, like Captain America has a run button.
Hell yeah!
Like you hold left shift and you run, and then you do like super jumps. Mantis is just kind of extra fast. She has little wind effects on her as she's running.
Nice.
But like Spider-Man is ridiculously fast. His web swinging, it's crazy. It's too fast. Too fast. But also there are characters that just fly. Like Iron Man and Storm just fucking fly around.
Hell yeah.
And that's just cool. You can fucking do the fastball special. Oh, the other thing is the other feature this has that's like fucking, it makes so much sense is it has like character team up abilities, like special abilities that only get unlocked if you have special team comps for, you know, characters that are related. So like for Wolverine and Hulk, it's that they can do a fastball special where Hulk throws Wolverine.
Hell
That's so fucking good.
That's very solid. That's such a good idea.
Yeah. There's just like, and some of them are like, you know, less exciting. Like that's probably the most exciting one in terms of like being funny, but with Mantis and Star-Lord, if you have Adam Warlock on your team, they get like a cocoon res. So like the first time you die, you can like go behind a corner and then res yourself immediately from like a ghost version, and then that's like a 100-second cooldown on that or whatever.
Gotcha.
Because usually it's like one character you have to have that like then unlocks an extra button or ability on like two other characters.
Yo, Cloak and Dagger are in here.
Yeah,
I remember those guys from something.
They have some plant-ish skin.
Oh, let's go.
The Dagger has like Venus flytrap stuff coming out of her pants.
Incredible.
It's weird.
This chick, they got magic? She just has a fucking sword?
Oh, hell yeah, magic. Ileana. She's another one I really like. But she's such a glass cannon.
Penny Parker, God. This is just diva.
She doesn't. You know who actually is the character that plays has the diva play style? It's Hulk.
Great.
Because when Hulk dies, he turns into Bruce Banner.
Okay,
and then you're just Bruce Banner with a fucking gun.
Hell yeah! Oh,
So
that's right. I fucking forgot Squirrel Girl was in this.
Yeah. Oh, Squirrel Girl's thick too.
She's thick as hell. I saw.
Although Venom has the best ass in the game.
I did see some people were joking about that. I did see. This isn't Storm. This is some other bitch. Look at the hair. This could be anybody. This is like her sister or something.
She has a skin where she has the mohawk too.
Hell yeah.
The whole mohawk.
Oh jeez, Wolverine is looking fucking. Look at those pauldrons.
Yeah, man.
He's wide as hell.
Fucking, I don't love that skin, but I love short, wide Wolverine is good. He has another skin that's more like his traditional outfit, and it's like his outfit from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. It is weird. Like because they've like a bunch of the movie costumes are from later Marvel movies where they look more like comic book outfits than I would expect from movie outfits. It's kind of a weird thing to me. Like the Guardians movie is Guardians 3, where they have their uniforms, which was what the Guardians like wore in like their first like comic book with this iteration of the Guardians, the like Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot version.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I'll
mostly
check
it's
it
just
out.
been very fun, and I already have like 20 hours in it or something. Because it's been super fun to play.
I checked.
This is the Cloak and Dagger skin, where she has like this Venus flytrap thing going on her pants.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. It's not incredibly planty, but it's something.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I had looked up something, I guess, during the beta to see if it was like playable at all on deck, and it kind of wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, based on the state it was in, like that, it's fucking cooked. There's no way it's gonna be like actually playable on release. But I guess at some point during the beta, there was like a Q&A, and someone said like they asked, "Will this be on deck? Like, is this? It doesn't play currently?" And they said, "Yeah, we're getting it ready, and now it works on deck." Apparently, so that's a very nice surprise. And like, I just learned this like a couple days ago or a day ago or something. So
it makes sense. They have the fucking. It's just so much. This game has so much fucking money behind it.
Yeah,
and Steam Deck is such a big platform. It makes sense to do that SKU for it.
Let's see what it actually is rated as. Yeah, they're getting. Someone said it gets a fairly solid 60 with like whatever settings.
That sounds great. It seems like a game that should be scale better than I feel like it currently does. But
yeah, no, it seems like perfectly fine.
Because so much about it is like style, not necessarily like fidelity. I don't know. Also, I've had bugs where like all the textures break and they're extremely low res. And like it's still playable.
That's just how I'll be playing by default. Mm-hmm. That's like the first thing I do for any of these fucking guys. Just turn every setting to low.
Hell yeah.
Oh, they said, you
like
know what? Actually,
like a true pro gamer.
This would probably
nothing is really ever as good as like the Quake. People who are serious about Quake would play with just the hitbox graphics on or whatever.
Hell yeah!
Nothing else goes that hard anymore. You just see the fucking rectangles running around.
I wonder. Do you think there's a strong disparity like in Overwatch with mouse versus controller? You're doing. I assume you're doing mouse and keyboard.
I do mouse and keyboard, but you can play with controller on computer, and there's crossplay, so you get paired with controller players sometimes. Like I don't think there's like separate queues or anything for them, because depending on like kind of depends on the character, right? Like, if you're playing a fucking shooty character, mouse and keyboard's probably an advantage. But if you're playing a melee character, maybe not? I don't know.
Yeah. Depends how their any aim assist they might have. Depends how that is, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, in fucking Halo for a bit there, I think in Infinite, aim assist, like, controller was better because the aim assist was fucking crazy.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, but if you're like playing Punisher and setting up on a turret and just like staring straight ahead, like that's you could probably do that on controller fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there isn't really a character I would say is full Torbjorn in terms of just like setting up a turret and doing it. Like their characters, Loki and Namor have turret stuff they can set up, but they're not very strong. They're like you set them up multiple things and they just take pot shots at people.
Gotcha.
Like Loki sets up like fake versions of himself that just stand around, and he can like teleport between them. And Namor sets up little octopuses that shoot at people, like they're Octorocks.
That's pretty cool. Man, I'm trying to... How many fucking... Overwatch character... How many did Overwatch release with? Was it 33 also? Or 30 or something?
I don't remember.
The original Overwatch started with 12. Yeah, okay, I'm not crazy.
No, the game launched with 21.
They launched it. Why does this say 12?
12 is way too little.
It started with 12, but released with 21. So I guess like...
Sure.
Either in betas or something.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there were 21 characters at launch, and it's added 20 cents.
Yeah, that sounds right.
There are so many characters in Overwatch now that I have not...
Yeah, dude, I came back and I was like, I had no idea who you fucking people are. I've never seen this robot before in my life. How would you feel? Because we're like almost 90 minutes into this.
Sure.
How would you feel about splitting this pile in half?
Sure.
Because I'm getting the call for various things.
I guess. That next one's going to be pretty fucking weak theoretically, though. But
whatever.
That's not true. I can talk about Magic the Gathering for fucking 4 hours. What am I talking about?
Don't tempt me. Maybe between this one and that one, I'll have played Marvel Rivals. It will just be back on our shit. King of the world.
Hell yeah. Although this is funny, you've crossed out like almost half your things. I crossed out. Like,
I didn't do that much. Like the arcade stick was like a loose mention. Like the fighting games was such a bulk of this. Yeah, I'll be talking about like the other shit. I'll be talking about Kimagure Orange Road. That's gonna lead into a lot of Rumiko Takahashi talk. That'll be good. You know, we'll get a lot of mileage out of it, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe we'll need a part 3. Who knows?
Oh, baby. The first ever. The 3-part pile. The people have been craving it.
The question is,
trilogies.
Do I name it like actually name it another number of Salt Pile, or do I do the number and then B? I think I just give it the new number.
Probably a new number.
Anyway, saltcirclepodcast, gmail.com, saltcirclepod on Twitter, anchor.fm/saltcircle. We're on YouTube at Salt Circle. We're on Bluesky, Salt Circle Pod. And I'm on Twitter and Bluesky at Comic Panels.
Not on Twitter or Bluesky, but I am on YouTube and Letterboxd at Drathius. Occasionally do stuff there. I put up a review on Letterboxd for Hot Frosty. You guys could check that out. I really liked it. The long and short is that it was in on the joke of being a bad holiday movie, but it did really well. And also it was like a good level of funny, horny.
Sure.
Look, old woman getting revved up by hot snowman is just like, it works.
This is the content Netflix promises.
And also, you know how I had the Vanessa Hudgens verse?
Uh-huh.
This has opened my eyes to the potential for a Mean Girls cinematic universe. We're halfway there. We got Lindsay Lohan. We got Lacey Chabert, whatever the hell her name is. who in Hot Frosty references the Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie that Netflix put out, and she said it looks like a girl I went to high school with. So we're putting together something.
We're building.
Yeah. It's all going to work out this time.
Oh, I didn't mention the plot of Marvel Rivals is that there are 2 Doctor Dooms. So
fuck. It's pretty good.
So Doctor Doom's going to be playable before too long.
I would.
Like, he already has a character model, and he's like the main story antagonist currently.
Yeah.
It's time, space, multiverse stuff.
Oh, yeah, naturally. That I could have guessed.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.